we can talk now to Duncan Bannatyne, who is a patron of PC Rathband's Blue Lamp Foundation, which is a charity he set up to help emergency service staff injured in the line of duty, like he was. And initially, I understand, Duncan, he set this up because he was shocked that nothing like this existed for staff injured in the line of duty.
Yeah, what David told me was that he considered himself very lucky because his children had grown up and were out working, and he was comparing himself with police officers who had children still at school and perhaps a partner who didn't work. And he said that the horrific thing for him was that his wife had to spend about £16 a day, I think it was, parking her car at the hospital, and then his son came in after and he had to spend money. He said there's no immediate funds to help people in this situation, and that's what he wanted to set the Blue Lamp Foundation for. So anyone who gets injured in the line of duty, the very first call is Blue Lamp Foundation for finances to help them through the first part of it, and then of course hopefully the government takes over, or the whole situation takes over after that.
When was the last time that you spoke to him?
I spoke to him not long after he split from his wife, and I think that was just before Christmas, and we had a chat then. And before that, I played golf with him. He played blind man's golf, and he organised a tournament. And we were on a golf course, and I drove a buggy. I drove it for 2 hours, and then David insisted that he wanted to drive. We had quite a laugh, actually. David drove around the golf course, and I instructed him in which way to turn. It made such a great sense of humour and such a great sense of fun. It was actually suggested, I think maybe in a newspaper or something, the word suicide had been suggested, and I said, well, you'd never do that, would you? He said, of course I wouldn't. He said, I wouldn't give Royal Motor the satisfaction. So I'm really shocked at the suggestion that this might be suicide, although we haven't got the post-mortem yet.
So you had spoken to him about that? Yeah.
It just happened to come up in a conversation, or was in a newspaper or something, and I said, well, you would never do that, would you? And he said, no. He said, I wouldn't give Motor the satisfaction. That was his exact words to me. I think it was about October, November last year.
So when you're out and you're on the golf course with him and you're having a crack and you're sharing a joke, as you've just described, could you see a veneer of vulnerability? Yeah, the vulnerability was there, but we had such a laugh. Golf balls going everywhere, and we had such a great laugh, and it seemed such fun. And then, of course, there was the fundraising dinner that night, and he was there, and he got up and he spoke, I spoke, and then he spoke, and he seemed very, very happy and very content with his life. Content to go forward. So I'm really shocked that he's gone, actually, that we've lost him. What kind of support was he receiving?
Well, the support's mixed. I was also involved with the Institute for the Blind, and asked him if he wanted them to be involved, and he said no, he was getting the support. It came a bit slow, but he was starting to get the support. But I think, one of the problems was that David had not just the blindness, he had terrible pains in his face because there was nerve endings that would have been shot under his skin. I don't think he could find them to stop the pain, so he was on painkillers constantly all the time. And I actually offered my villa to him and his family last summer, but the last minute David cancelled because he was going for an operation for the pain in his face, although since then he has gone to Australia. So I don't know how much control there was in that, but that was a terrible thing for him.
He's been visiting his twin brother, I understand.
That's right, yeah.
How do you feel personally now about the amount of contact that you had with him?
Oh, I wish I'd had more now. I really wish I'd spoken to him more and got to visit him more and had a few drinks with him in his house. I really feel as if I could have done more, and I wish I had.
But I suppose when someone says to you, I wouldn't give Moat the satisfaction, when you've had that discussion about taking one's own life,
yeah.
What else can you do after that reassurance?
Yeah, I just never thought that would be an option. So.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
Okay, thank you.
I'm very grateful to you. Duncan Bannatyne, who is the patron of PC Rathband's Blue Lamp Foundation and who had played golf with him fairly recently, as he was just describing there. 17 minutes past 10. We'll have some more tributes to David Rathband as the programme continues.